name's Becky Evans. I'm one of Turtle Wax's Shine Squad members. I've got Christian Foster in the car with me, who is part of the Turtle Wax team. They've asked to get to know me a little bit better. So what better way to head on a road trip to Manchester?
How did you get into cars?
When I was very young, pretty much still a bump in my mum's tummy, I was going to drag racing events with my dad as he was driving himself, and then as I got older I started go-karting when I was 8, then junior dragsters when I was 12, and then started building modified road cars when I was 17, and it's just been a constant theme in my life the whole way through, and now at 27 I've managed to make it into my career.
Is that how you got into building your E21?
Yeah, the E21 was a project that I bought when I was 21 years old, as I wanted to put my money into a classic car that I knew would appreciate. But I also loved the retro 80s cars from when I was a little girl, because my mum actually had an E21 herself.
Yeah. Would you ever sell it?
No.
Not for £100,000.
See, now you're testing my threshold.
What's your first memories of Turtle Wax as a car care brand?
My first memories of Turtle Wax go back to right when I was a kid with my dad. We had a big red Volvo and Dad would use the colour correction, the red stuff. Every time my mum would knock a corner off the Volvo, my dad would have to go in there. I just remember the bottle, and it was really well used because my mum's a bit of a shocking driver. So I just used to sit there with my dad and he would have the Turtle Wax out. And he used one of the shampoos as well, but yeah. I just remember the brand as a kid, because it would be always like, oh, better get the Turtle Wax, mother's had another one. That's no joke as well. And it obviously worked really well, because I never noticed the fact that she like sent all the corners in. Your mother's at it again. I'm very lucky today that I get to drive like cool cars on a daily, but my heart lies in modifying cars. Always will do, always will be. First car was a white Mark IV Golf, which I modified to the absolute hills. I mean, that thing was so low that it pretty much jangled your bones every time you went over a bump, because I had coilovers on it, but I cut the bumper stops off, I wound them all the way down to the bottom. I have a polo top mount thing, cut the anti-roll bar off. This thing was rock solid, but my God, was it low and static. And it was always a game of like, the cooler you were, the lower your car was. So eventually my dad would say to me, Becky, you do realise that when you're going down the road I can see the tyres rubbing on the rear. I was like, yeah, but Dad, you ain't rubbing then you ain't cool.
Going back to your E21 where it first started then, is it a classic? It's
considered like a modern classic, I would say, 1983.
What's the sort of maintenance you have to do on that now? I mean,
a car like that just needs a little bit more TLC, so you find that parts tend to wear a little bit easier. There's a lot less electrics involved, a bit more of a rawer experience. You need to make sure that your oil's topped up because you can breathe a bit of oil. You have to put sometimes a lead additive in there so she runs better. It's just general maintenance, wear and tear. And I love going through tunnels like this because you can really experience the V10.
Tell us a little bit about this car and what would be your dream car?
This that we're in right now is an Audi R8 V10. This thing is an absolute animal. It's quattro, it's got a lot of power, and yeah, it's kind of like, I'd say, an everyday supercar. It doesn't have all of the space that you need for your luggage, so it depends on the length of the road trip, but I would say if I was going to take anything, I would take a C63 AMG or something like that.
So what's next then? Any other modified projects or just purely focusing on the drifting scene at the minute?
I am enjoying choice right now in my life. I've got this beautiful machine for driving around daily. I've got the E21 is back on the road and it's looking fresher than ever, where I've done a few little upgrades and got a running suite. I've got the bikes as well, and then the drift car, which is being built, that's turning into a full competition car, so stripped out, bucket seat, 6-point cage in it, upgrading, got the hydro in that, like that's being made into a full-on competition car. For my daily car, because obviously this is something that I'm just driving for a couple of months, I'm looking at probably an M3 that's a car that I've always wanted since I was a kid. You know, an F80 M3. And, like, they're just cool, man. Rear-wheel drive, really nicely weighted, good fun. You can get like a night. You can just, yeah, you can have a good
So
laugh.
that might be your daily.
Yeah.
Manchester's known for a lot of things. What's the first thing that springs to mind when you think of Manchester?
Whenever I think of the north, I think of good times, good laughs, because the northerns have way more of a sense of humour than some of the south, I reckon. And that's me. I know, I think they do. I've always had a crack in Manchester.